Hello Taurus gang, welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. My name's Annie and we're going to read your tarot cards here today. This will be a general reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Please come into it with an open heart, an open mind, a desire to better yourself, to learn something new. That's what I like to use tarot for. If you're watching these messages and you're not feeling motivated, empowered, inspired, if they're not resonating, it might not be your message this week. That will happen sometimes. So if that's the case, feel free to push it aside, click off, or revisit it at another date. Sometimes tarot does make more sense in the future, so be open to that as well. We're going to use hopefully some insightful messages today on love and relationships, as well as money and career. So stick around for both. I may or may not remember to timestamp it below. Hopefully I do. But other than that, we're going to have hopefully some fun. Happy Pisces season. Got a nice little sextile with some of the planets moving through there. A few of planets in Taurus. So should be opportunities. Good opportunities, I hope. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Let's do it for Taurus. Let's see what's going on. We'll see what comes out first and we'll go from there. Let's see, the Six of Cups. Oh, you're reminiscing about someone from the past who used to make you very happy. It might actually be an elderly person. It could be a grandfather, a grandmother, an uncle, and aunt, someone from the family. It could even be an old mentor, an old teacher. It doesn't necessarily have to mean they've passed on, but it seems like there's been quite a gap in time from when you last saw them. But it actually seems like there's a lot of fondness and nostalgia for them. You might be slightly worried about them, but not in a way that is meant to alarm you by any means. Just like, I should check in on them. Yeah, you should. That's your intuition knocking in, or chiming in rather. So yeah, you should reach out to this person if you can. Some of you, it feels like you might be dating someone who's in the military, or you might just sort of be thinking about, I'm not going to bring the tarot reading into this, guys, just because there's so much heavy stuff going on. I want to keep this, positive for you all. But some of you might be really concerned about sort of global events right now, and it's taking its toll on you. But then you're also thinking about, just reminiscing about your family and things of that sort. Maybe you've had a family that was very active in the military, or, good friends, et cetera, et cetera. That seems to be coming through for some of you. I don't know why that's significant, but maybe this is just a message that needed to come through. For those of you Tauruses who were tremendously close to I do want to say a grandfather. Could be a Virgo. It doesn't have to be. I almost feel like their presence is around you. I don't know if you had a grandfather who fought in the military, or I don't know, some war, but I don't know why that's coming through, but it is. And I think it's positive. It just means their spirit is around you, guiding you, protecting you, possibly trying to communicate with you if you're open to it. But again, nothing scary, just a gentle reminder that they're there for you. Let's see. Yes, and again, some of you seem to be worried about someone. I think it's in your family, but it could be a friend. They've gone after something, I don't know if their job or their career or some adventure in life, and you just seem to be worried that it's really taken a toll on them. I don't know if it's physical health or mental health, or you just seem concerned about them, and there's some realization of looking back on the way things used to be. It sort of incites some action for a change, or at minimum for you to reach out and check in on them. I don't do fear-based readings, guys. This is just a message coming through. The Six of Cups is actually quite lovely. I mean, it's nostalgia, it's looking back, it's sentimentality. Yeah, I don't know. With this Hermit, I'm just getting a really strong family connection, but I'm also getting that someone's at a distance with the Knight of Wands, right? He's the adventurer, and he goes off and does all the exploration and adventures and all those kind of fun Indiana Jones type things, right? Action adventure. There's sort of, an element of danger or I'm hearing the word inertia, whatever that means. I don't know. So why am I I feel like I'm going to keep calling you Virgo because this card is just like screaming at me here. But a Virgo might be involved in this, possibly a Sagittarius. Why are we telling Taurus this? What is the major message here? And then we'll move on to something else, guys. I know I'm harping on this. Let's see. The Two of Swords. You have a decision to make. Why are you not opening yourself up to communicate? Maybe this could have been someone from the past that you dated, and maybe it didn't end on the best terms. And yet though, there's still an element of sentimental, like, oh, I remember the days when we used to do this. Could be from ages ago. Not that I'm putting an age or a time limit on it, but it may have been, 10 plus years in the past. And you seem very, contemplative or confused or caught in the in-between. Like you want to reach out, but you're not. Why is that? Or what can I tell? Again, I want to call you Virgo. That's so weird. Taurus. What can I tell Taurus? The Two of Cups. Yeah, okay. It probably was a romantic connection for a lot of you. For a lot of you, if this person is no longer alive here in the 3D, doesn't mean you can't communicate with them on a more spiritual level if you are open to that. I do see that being a huge potential for you to actually fill in the gap or come full circle, or I don't know, feel like something is finished off and in completion. I don't know if some of you were left feeling like I never got to say the thing. You can still say it. It's just this person's energy might be in a different form. But I actually think it would be quite comforting for you to connect with them on a spiritual level once again. Others of you, this person might be around still, and you can communicate with them by shooting them a message or calling them up on the phone or visiting them. If it ends with this whole dilemma or scenario that they're painting here for me and with the tarot cards, if it ends with Two of Cups, it ends in a very positive, harmonious manner. There's compatibility or companionship or friendship or more, right? Something bigger than that. But there's definitely at least a peace offering or a strong emotional connection here. All right, so this looks good. This looks positive to me. I know it's not going to be for everyone, so we're going to move on here. Let me just throw one more on this Two of Cups. Just maybe something that would offer confirmation to someone watching this that it might be their story. I'm going to do a little like Lenormand oracle card here and see. Something to do with the cross. Okay. So this religion may have played a very important factor in this. There could be a difference of upbringing, a difference of religion or a belief system. This could have been someone you frequent in church with, or a member of your church, or there's some connection to like the cross or religion there. So anyway, that's for one of two of you. There also could be a tattoo. That could be something about a tattoo or a piece of jewelry that was very significant to this person. Possibly still is. Maybe you inherited a piece of jewelry, right? That's possible. Anyway, that message wanted to come through from our Taurus gang, so I did my due diligence to relay it. Let's talk about money. I'm so sorry. I have a little tickle in my throat. Let me grab a drink of water after I shuffle this. All right. Get a new message for Taurus. Career, money, finances, loans, payouts, job interviews, anything that wants to come through regarding Taurus's financial health in the coming month or so. Let's do it for Taurus. One more good shuffle. Career, money, and finances. Whoops, there we go. All right, so it's so funny. I saw a card at the bottom of the deck. It didn't come out, but it was something about like an ice skating rink or putting money towards like winter sports, or I don't even know what that is, like a little winter getaway. I'm not sure why that's coming through. I know it's not for everyone, but I just got something about like hockey or skating or money may being put into that for some reason. Again, that's probably only for one or two of you. Anyway, these cards came out, so a passionate new start, a passionate new beginning. The first thing that comes to mind here is nursing or tending to the needs of others, caring for others. Some of you may work as a nanny. Some of you may literally work with pets. Something about being a nurturer. It's something that makes you feel very alive, and it's a cause you're very passionate about. Some of you are being asked to hold strong onto your vision. Have sort of a fixed vision of sorts. Because it's almost like with this, there's a need to sort of submit to the divine. Not everything is in your control right now. So as long as you keep showing up and doing your part, trust that you're in good hands. You're being angelically guided. But it's saying hold on to that torch, or what metaphorically, the torch that you carry in life, what you believe in. Your ethics, your dreams, your desires, whatever that is. I think it's saying hold strong to those and know that you have the support of the universe. But there might be like fixed energy. There might be a little bit of struggle or delay or even in Pisces season, just some small feelings of confusion about your path forward. You may start to question. I think the universe is saying, be strong, hang in there. Some of you may Some of you may be assisting someone in the healing process of some kind, whether they broke a bone or they're in the hospital healing from something. A lot of you, if you don't work literally as a nurse, it's like you serve as like a companion to someone who has a lot of wounds. And it might be emotional wounds, right? Or mental wounds, right? You may work with people who really struggle with PTSD or have some sort of psychological disorder. Or thank you. Or you may know someone who does. Some of you, you're just going to be researching more into psychology. You're going to be looking more into mental health. Because some of you, it's like you're trying to keep the torch burning for yourself, right? You're trying to be light and positive, but there might be some things in the coming months that it's just kind of getting under your skin a little bit. And so if you've been, having small bouts of anxiety, it could be that it's starting to become an issue that really needs to be dealt with. So it's saying, be strong, you can do this, but don't be afraid to ask for help too. If you're not the one, nurturing someone else and healing them, back to wellness, it could be that you're in the position where you do need to seek guidance or counseling or friendship or someone, a companion to help get you through the tough times. What is this anxiety about? You may have anxiety about some sort of team at work or an awkward situation with a coworker. And then there's going to be an important decision to make. Do you hit reset and start anew? Do you choose to go off in a different direction? Do you avoid it or do you confront it head on? I'm getting sort of an interesting scenario here. If you're dealing with an awkward situation at work, right, or in your career, something to do with your career, money, and finances, and there's some sort of decision about calling someone out or needing to address an issue, I almost think it would be foolish and immature to not deal with it, to choose to ignore it and just be like, that's their problem. I'm going to go off in another direction. Because here's the thing, it's being relayed to me as immaturity, almost like the silent treatment. It's not just, I'm not going to worry about it. It's not my issue. It's fine. I'm an adult, so I'm just going to do me. It's not that at all, because it's actually causing you a lot of stress and you are bringing it home with you at night. So it's almost like a put on. There's like a show or a performance being put on here of like, it doesn't bother me at all. I don't know. I know this is a random message. I'm just letting you know, if you're kind of teetering on the point of, maybe I need to say something or address it. Yes, there's value in approaching it with clarity, right? With making a very real, rational plan or some sort of strategy to rebuild this relationship or to tackle it in a new way. I do think you have people around you who want to help rebuild or repair this situation, this role, the relationship, whatever is kind of stressing you out at work and needs to be addressed. Yeah, that's going to be your challenge this month. And I'm not saying you need to admit fault where that's not due. Ultimately, the goal is to rebuild, right? Everybody should be on the same page there. But yeah, walking away from it or avoiding it is not sound advice this month. That's what I get from that. All right, let's ask about money and then we'll talk about love. How you handle this difficult situation is going to speak volumes about you and the value you bring to the company or whatever. I use that word company loosely, but even if you think you're a little bit naive or new or, wet behind the ears, whatever, you bring a tremendous amount to this role or this project, this title, this position. More so than I think you realize. I think other people view you as an extremely valuable asset to the point where if you, again, I would really focus on not taking an immature approach of ultimatums. If you don't do this, I'm going to walk. Wouldn't advise that. However, if you did suggest that you were, looking around and maybe, hoping some things would change or you may, I'm trying to be gentle. I wouldn't try and put people in awkward situations without giving them the benefit of the doubt of at least having a clear conversation about it. But I'm just going to circle around what I'm going to say here is I think if you give the indication or the impression that you're looking elsewhere, this person will fight to keep you on the team. I do believe that because I think they see you bringing a lot of value and a lot of assets, a lot of money into the company, and maybe you're over it. Maybe at this point you're like, yeah, I was a good employee and they're losing me. So, okay, that's fine. But I guess part of me is but you could use this to your advantage because if you maybe want to restructure your role or change up the contract a bit, I think whatever this entity is, I think they want to keep you. Just putting it out there. Okay, anyway, one more message about finances. What is financial health looking like in the month of roughly March? Anything else Taurus needs to know that I didn't hit on? Any other new messages about money for Taurus? That kind of came out. Let's see. The Star. To me, the first thing I got from this is savings. Make sure you're putting away some money for savings. I don't think you're in like dire straits by any means. If you're in a position where you have some extra money, rather than blowing it on something that you don't necessarily need, I would be... Is thrifty the right word? I don't know. I would put your money into savings. That's good advice with the Star card. Some of you, photography is going to be an area of interest. I don't know if some of you are buying a camera, you're doing headshots, or I don't know why that's coming through, but I got something about photography. Something about that looked like the flashing of a bulb, like on a camera. Let's see. Yeah, hold on to your money. Don't spend it on dumb shit you don't need, Taurus. There, I said it. Some of you may be speaking with a financial advisor, especially about a move to the city or a move away from a city. An Aquarius might be involved in this move or with money, with funding, with moving your stuff. I don't know what that has to do with it. Yeah, but you may be changing your neighborhoods. Your neighborhood, or I don't know what that is. Yeah, so I don't ever do fear-based readings, but I do think there's a very, very strong message. I see it 3 times of save your pennies. It's not a good time right now for my Tauruses to just be blowing it on stuff they don't really need. And I know for Taurus, like, luxury is important. You like to treat yourself to, the finer things in life. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's a good time and place for it, and right now it's not. You may end up having to give money to other people around you or things external to you, but it's not necessarily something you're excited to put your money into. It could be like house repairs or like, especially with Aquarian energy, unexpected finances or unexpected pulls on your finances may happen in the coming month. So I think that's why it's saying you're going to be happy you didn't go and buy the sports car, because as it turns out, you're going to have to fill in the blank. So I think it's saying you're going to be relieved if you're smart with your money in the coming month. That's really the same message. King of Swords, make wise decisions. Don't act out of emotion. Really go through it with a fine-tuned comb. Really look at your finances and make some sort of financial plan. Again, meeting with a counselor or a financial advisor. That's coming up several times here for you guys. Okay? All right, let's talk about love, relationships, things of that sort. You definitely had one earlier about family, so let's see. What deck do I want to use? Sure, we'll do this one. Why not? Evil villains. Although maybe that's not a good one to use. Let's see. Can I tell Taurus love, relationships, marriage, divorce, family stuff? What's coming up for Taurus? Oop, those came right out. Let's see. The 8 of Coins. All right. Working on a relationship. And then, let's see. This is the 4 of Wands. So you might be putting work or money into a wedding or some sort of important milestone in your life. You guys may be purchasing a house or looking into a new space, new ownership of something. You might be saving for a new car. You might be starting a family. There's definitely milestones in a relationship that you're working towards. So this doesn't seem brand new to me at all. This is for people who are kind of in it and thinking it might go to the next step. The next step could certainly be marriage. That's possible. Anything else regarding this storyline before we hop into another one? Let's see. So again with the Virgo, absolutely. Someone who's been there for you, who's been a good support system for you and vice versa. They serve you well in this relationship and you serve them well. Let's see. That could just be confirmation, especially for Virgo. You have 2 Virgo cards here. Let's see. You just heard Virgo rising. Who's Virgo rising out there? Or is that your person? The Empress. Let's see. Okay, so possibly news of babies. There might be a milestone in having I don't know if it's a difficult relationship, but drawing healthier boundaries between you and your person versus like the in-laws or the parents. Some of you may sort of struggle with, and I'm just totally throwing out scenarios, but like, oh my gosh, I'm married to this guy and he's such a mama's boy. And every time I do something like, his mother chimes in. I'm sort of getting a little bit of like, family intervention of like, in a gentle way, like, this is the time you're welcome, and this isn't. Like, this is our time. I'm just getting healthier boundaries about, especially like in-laws. And it doesn't have to be female, like it certainly can be mother-in-law, but it could be father-in-law too. There could be a very sort of domineering presence in like sort of the family or the parents of some kind. And that seems to be something you're, again, working towards fixing or rebalancing the scales. Yeah, and you're going to get your wish there. So if there is a little bit of like awkwardness about something that needs to be addressed in a family dynamic, I think in the long term it will be worth it, even though there might be, a week or so of, it could be some hurt feelings or some miscommunication. But Pisces season is a tremendous time to heal anything that needs healing, that needs sort of spiritual healing, or our time and attention to make something better, and really to bring people together. That's very important to Pisces, empathy, compassion. So as long as you're not staging it as like a personal attack and, using very sympathetic wording and that type of thing, yeah, I think you're going to get your quote unquote wish of, okay, we've restored what we needed to. This is better now. Let's see. So you definitely have Taurus energy here with the Empress. It is a Venus card, so sometimes Libra can be there too. Aquarius, Virgo, those necessarily don't necessarily mean too much. Sometimes I do associate this with Aries, so possible that may have something to do with that, or that zodiac sign does. Let's see. Something about a makeover, or I don't know what this is. This is so random. I don't know if this is you or someone around you, but someone is being hypercritical of the way someone dresses, or the way they do their nails or their hair, or something kind of like aesthetic. And that could be you, Taurus, right? It could definitely be a Virgo in your life too. That's very Virgo, is like pinpointing details of what isn't right, or what could be better, right? Yeah, there may be an argument that ensues because of like someone criticizing something very innocently, and it kind of blows up to be this larger thing. Is it going to make or break your relationship? No, but should you address it? Yes, right? So you have healthier communication, and that, you kind of learn people's vulnerabilities or sensitive spots. That's important in any relationship. So I said something really similar to Sagittarius. You might be at a point in a relationship where you're past the honeymoon phase, right? Whether you're married or not, that term, quote unquote honeymoon, where, it's all fun and games and laughter and sex and kissing, and it's like the good stuff without all like the responsibility and the heavy things and, the difficult. That stuff starts to introduce itself a little bit. I don't see this being difficult, but it's taking on a more serious tone now. It's not just, willy-nilly having fun and dating, or early stages of marriage. Now it's like, okay, like we're actually having serious conversations about things we want to fix, or how we want to change our lives, or whatever. So again, the star card to me says it's good, it's in alignment, but it's no reason to shy away from the work or avoid an awkward conversation, which is really easy to do in Pisces season, right? Not wanting to confront or address, but in a healthy relationship, that's what you're being asked to do, okay? All right, one more and we will wrap it on up. For my Taurus squad, any other things, possibly people single and looking, or anything else regarding love? You have a lot of family stuff going on. Both storylines seem to involve multiple family members, which is fine. I mean, that's one form of love. Let's ask specifically anything about romantic love I can share with Taurus in the month of March. Taurus. It's so funny. Virgo has come up so much in your reading. I'm sure I've called you Virgo at least once or twice. For Taurus, what can I tell Taurus? King of Cups. All right, someone's making a big love offer. This is cute. Oh, okay, but you might not be ready for that big commitment. Possibly from a Scorpio. It doesn't have to be. Possibly a Gemini. Might be involved. Duality. Okay. Any Geminis out there? Any Geminis involved here? Duality. You seem to be a little bit lost in your head about this. There's a part of you that really wants this and dreamed about it, and then there's a part of you that's like, I'm not ready for this, and this isn't going the way I had dreamed or what I had thought it was going to be. But it is, though. Something about this, whether this is your long-term person or just a romantic fling or whatever it is you're looking for, something about this is in alignment. So I will say it's worth considering at bare minimum. Why do you think the universe is dropping this person into your path forward? What is the lesson tied to this person? And lesson doesn't have to be a heavy thing. This person may encourage you to love yourself more, because if they're offering you all this love and you're like, I don't deserve it, blah, 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 then that's great, because it's pinpointing a larger issue in you that, again, needs to be healed on a soul level. So however you choose to proceed with this, especially with the sword energy, right? Rather than spitting out and freaking out, it's a really good time to sort through these thoughts and be kind of analytical of what thoughts here are useful to me, what is just, where am I reacting to fear, or, something that isn't necessarily true or real, but I'm taking it on as, this anxiety. Something about this is getting you closer to your goal in a relationship. But there is, and I hate to use the word quote unquote baggage, because I don't mean that as a criticism by any means, but there is more or less some baggage we have to sort through and kind of break down to see if this is something worth considering. And it's going to be a little bit different for all of you. You have a lot of fixed energy here. You have Scorpio, you have Taurus, you have Aquarius. So where are you stuck in your ways? Where do you maybe need to be a little bit more, Geminian, like mutable? Where do you need to maybe change it up, or be more open-minded? That's what I would say. This message has come up quite a bit. It's like it doesn't quite come in the package I thought it would, but it doesn't mean the emotions and feelings aren't there. It's just wrapping your head around the fact that, it's funny, I just said this to, who did I do before you? I think it may have actually been Virgo. It maybe doesn't come in the package with all the bells and whistles you thought it would, but it doesn't mean it's on an excellent offer, an excellent opportunity packed with a lot of, authenticity and love. Again, be really cognizant of outside opinions, outside criticisms that really have nothing to do with you. There could be a lot of pressure and influence from, again, parents or family members weighing in on this when, it's not their relationship. So, cease and desist. That's sort of what I get from this. Yeah, this has a lot of potential. If you can get past your own fear and your mental prison of all the reasons why you can't or shouldn't or couldn't or whatever this fear is, because that's really what it is. It's giving power to these false beliefs. They're not based in truth. It's just, we've lost track of deciphering or being discerning of our own thoughts, and we're taking on all these crazy thoughts and spinning out. If we can kind of move past that fear and start to kind of ground ourselves again, very Taurian word, right? This has huge potential to make you very, very happy. And not only that, be like a long-term partnership or relationship or friendship in your life. 10 of discs to me is like some form of a relationship that makes the history books. It lasts a lifetime if you want it to, and if there's a mutual sense of desire to make it work. All right, Taurus. That is what I got for you for the month of March. So I hope some of those messages resonated for you. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you want to book a personal reading. There's information on how to do that in the description box below. Other than that, I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.